Welcome to the Reseller Rising Podcast by PVP from NJ. Working full-time and reselling part-time. He talks about his entrepreneurial wins, fails, motivations, and inspirations. Here's PVP.
Welcome to the Reseller Rising Podcast. It's PVP from NJ, and thank you so much for downloading this podcast. In this podcast, I talk about having a full-time job and reselling on the side, and I'm so glad that you've joined me again and this adventure as I chronicle all these crazy things I'm always trying to do and trying to make happen. This episode is my very first interview with a person. It's with Josh Mendez of The Green Room. This is someone I enjoy speaking to because I find him very inspirational. He's very much into personal development. I hope that you enjoy this. There's been a few things that have happened with the business. I've decided to stop doing Kindle publishing and only focus on reselling and the podcast. I've found that I just feel so much more alleviated. I find it more fun just focusing on these things. Another thing that's been happening, I've told you I've had the 2 employees and I was looking for a lister, but I just been kind of backing off on the lister. Like there were 2 times I'm about to interview someone for the lister position, the lister of listing items on eBay and Amazon for me, and I've backed off. You know, there's a lot of things that I want to do and I don't want to continue to increase my costs. So this is the reason why I've backed off from getting a lister, but still going strong with the driver and the photographer, and it's really supercharged my business in the sense of just, like I said, streamlining things and saving time for myself. I've been trying to just, health-wise, be better about getting sleep, and that's something that I have just been sorely lacking on, and not giving enough importance to getting sleep, basically, to getting, I want to try to get at least 6 to 7 hours a night of sleep. It's been a challenge. I really want to try to get some better sleep because I just think that overall that'll just be better for my health. Not that it's in a bad place, but I went to the doctor recently and some blood test results had some of my stuff a little, some of my vitals a little wonky, and I think it's really related to the sleep. The doctor, I had told her what I was doing and she kind of piggybacked on that and agreed with me. Yeah, I've got to do something about it for sure, but that's what's been going on with me. Amazon sales have been going fantastic. The repricer has made a big change in that. I actually repriced everything. I made like a reprice setting. I think the setting on Be Cool was, it's like maximize your profit is like the price rule, and I think it was something to the extent of like 50% more of your shipping price, and then be the maximum, and then the minimum would be 50% plus your shipping and your price, something like that. But ever since I've made that setting, the merchandise has been flying. Like old stuff too has just been going. Some of it is at a loss. Like some of the books, some of the paperbacks especially, have been at a loss, making a very minimal amount. Like I'm talking about chump change, but that stuff has been sitting there forever, and I do not mind that stuff moving. Other things have been moving at a small profit, a small clip. But like I said, I'm okay with micro profits as long as this stuff is moving, and a lot of stuff has just really been moving. So it's like I open up the floodgates with this repricer setting, making very minimal profits, but moving a bunch of merchandise, and those minimal profits are really adding up to a much bigger payout, even bigger than the payout that I had before. Where I was saying before that was like one of the biggest payouts, which is about like $700 for a 2-week period that I've had in a really long while. And this one is already going up to a little bit over $800 with this repricer setting. So that's fantastic. I haven't had numbers like that in a really long time. I think like more than 6 months. It's got to be like not even my Q4 was looking like that. So I'm still learning with FBA, and I'm still trying to, that'll benefit me more, of course. And eBay has been going well. eBay, since I've had the photographer taking pictures, I think I mentioned this before in the last podcast, I've been listing more, and things have been selling more. And I'm finding that I can only do so many things a week when it comes to eBay, because initially I wanted to give the photographer at least 40 items a week and have him, like, he's quick about taking the pictures, and that's cool. And it's still growing, there's some growing pains in there, but, he's slowly learning how I like my pictures, and we're still working together, so we're still both kind of learning each other's styles, learning each other's methods. But I'm finding that was way too much. I would have stuff sitting there even after the pictures were taken, because I was just so busy with other stuff. Now, not doing Kindle publishing anymore is going to buy me a little bit more time to sleep, just to relax, and also just have a better life, like in terms of not be working all the time, because I totally fall into that category, and I want to have limits to what I'm doing with eBay and Amazon. And the podcast is fun, and it doesn't take up a whole lot of time, and some of the podcast production is outsourced, so that's okay. The podcast is not a major time suck or anything. Yeah, I want to have a good life too, man. I like to take little dance classes, or I like to go hang out with family and friends and go volunteer, and I have my things that I like to do. And like, if I'm just going to be working all the time, that just sucks, I have a full-time job and then just spend all these extra hours just working, and I don't mind it, because I enjoy the reselling, and I enjoy the treasure hunting and the thrifting and the picking and the sourcing. But give me a day or two off just from all of that stuff, so I could relax. And in closing, for this little opening monologue, garage sale season has begun. Spring has sprung, and it's time to get some goodies. I cooled off on garage sailing, if that's even a term, last year, because I just thought it's just so convenient just to go into the thrift stores and stuff, and the funds were tight as well. But this year, thank goodness there are some funds there, and I'm going to do a little thrifting, maybe 1 or 2 days of the week, probably 1 day of the week. But that's that for right now. Check out this interview with Josh Mendez, and as always, if you want to go ahead and start a conversation, of course, you can come on to the blog. Appreciate you guys downloading this. Enjoy this. I'll just say all the goodbyes now, because I'm just going to close it up after the podcast. God bless you. Enjoy this, and thank you so much. Hey, what's up? It's me, it's PVP from NJ, and this is the Reseller Rising podcast, and I'm here with the man that I've been wanting to get on the podcast for a little bit. This is Josh Mendez. Josh, say what's up to the people.
What's up, people? What's going on? Glad to be here. Honored to be, I guess, the first guest on the show.
You are the virgin guest on the podcast, definitely. And we just finished. We met up. We are coming out of Jamaica, Queens now, and we just finished hitting a unique thrift store, and found a couple of goodies here and there. Yeah,
I would say so. You got to get out there. It's all about being consistent. Sharpening up your skills, getting out there, scanning, looking for new items, new ideas, which actually, I don't know if you want to share with the people, a new idea we got about books. We were actually in the book aisle, and we were looking for a series of books. That seems to be the new trend and topic in some of the groups. But, like you could make money with almost anything. That's the point, like if you're out there and you're doing something and you don't feel like it's working, then just seek other ways to make money. You can get creative. I'm sure people are making Easter baskets right now as we speak to make some kind of money. I mean,
that's the truth.
Don't get down on yourself saying something's not working. If it's not, you could try something else, and there's always going to be a way.
Preach, exactly. What Josh was talking about with the books was, it's kind of like, we always go to these thrift stores and we find like the Harry Potter books, we find the Twilight books, but like actually collecting the whole series and sending them into FBA is like a thing, which is amazing to me, because it's one of those other things that it just kind of goes to prove that everything sells, more or less, and that's what Josh was talking about. But Josh, I wanted to talk about, like, you as well work full time, like, so like I do, and you resell on the part time. Like, why do you like to resell? Like, why is it that you do reselling on the side?
Well, there's actually a big story with it. I don't know if we even have time to touch on everything, but I'll give you a condensed version of it. I was someone who was, back in the day, accumulating all these items and trends and sneakers and hats to be, I guess, like the cool kid, like chasing the fulfillment of what was the next best thing. And I came to a point in my life where I realized I had all this stuff and I wasn't really fulfilled. So I started, seeking out minimalism, and that's a whole nother topic. But it really was just about getting rid of all the possessions and, freeing up myself and decluttering my life. So I really started with getting rid of my own stuff. So, and this is one of the number one tips I give to anyone who wants to start and get into this, is just start with yourself. Start with the stuff you don't want. Start putting that stuff to the side in a bag. I don't really need this anymore. It doesn't serve me anymore. And just look for the ways of how to sell it. And there's all types of platforms going, Bonanza, eBay, Amazon, you name it. But for like used clothing, stuff like that, eBay is, where we go to sell that kind of stuff until something new emerges. But I would just really just set aside what you don't want and then just look for ways to try to sell it. So that's what happened with me. I had a buddy who was selling on eBay. He wasn't, as successful, the most successful person doing it, but he already went through the process of how to take pictures, how to ship it out, how to get boxes or whatever, anything that's going through your mind that you think you can't do, which is really possible and you can do. So I started talking to him, and that led to me starting to watch YouTube videos and purchasing ebooks and basically doing anything to gather information for me to start taking action to start selling things. So I started doing it. I had about 30 authentic jerseys back when that was the thing in the early 2000s. So I wanted to start with that. And basically basic pictures on the floor, both sides, all different angles, getting the tag, looking up how to put descriptions and everything else, and how you weigh it and how you're going to calculate the shipping, which eBay does for you now. You just type in the weight basically, and according to where they live, they purchase it, and it's all calculated for you. But it just started off with that, and in a matter, I would say, in 3 months or so, I was up $5,000 in my PayPal account just from selling my own stuff. So that was enough to get me motivated.
And I would think so. I would think so.
Right, for anybody, and $5,000 is good extra money for whatever you're trying to do.
Especially at any day and age. Today, back then.
Right. So that was enough to get me excited. And then I wanted to tell everybody I knew about it. So, I started telling my friends, this is what I'm doing, this is what's going on, you don't want it, start selling that stuff, this and that. And I got all the looks, the deer in the headlight looks, and, all the doubt and everything else. And that's another topic too, but I'm telling you it's possible and you can do it. And then from there, it went on to how to source for products, how to find thrift stores, how to look up estate sales, how to look for the yard sales, and just educate myself and just taking action. And that's the number one thing, if you could take away from all of this, is just take some action. Just do something. Nothing's going to happen until you take action. And that's the number one tip I can give you. And now, I wouldn't call us the greatest resellers in the world, because we're constantly learning, and every day is, learning something new and applying it in the upcoming future and seeing what kind of results you get and seeing if it really suits you. But, that's the biggest takeaway that I got from it, and I'm telling you guys, it is possible. And then from there, it just grew to a passion and a love from going out there and treasure hunting and, looking for the things you like and seeing what is this worth, what is that worth, and then it became a mastermind group, and, we're both in a group,
Green room. Yeah.
The green room, and this is not a promotional thing for them or anything, but that's really how we met and how we're here today. And we're really, we bounce off ideas and learn new things, and we take action and see if it makes our life better. And, you know, if you knew us from the beginning to now, you can see the immersion of the way we're thinking. Like, you know, like someone who thought we couldn't do it and we're just getting a little bit of sales and we're excited to that, to now business people, to getting systems in play, to trying to hire employees, to just getting out of your comfort zone and trying to make things happen. So, you know, I could talk all day about this, but as you can tell,
it's fantastic. It's fantastic. I love it, you know.
If you like what you hear, you can support PvP by doing any of your shopping through his eBay or Amazon banners on his blog at www.pvpfromnj.com, or click the links in the show notes of this podcast. Do all your shopping through these links at no extra cost to you. Your support is deeply appreciated.
Now, Josh, you know, you were talking right now, and it just you said some things that it's true that, you know, we definitely have grown, and we've just kind of added on to what we were doing before, in the sense of, you know, you have that one success, that one sale, and then you just repeat, you rinse, wash, repeat, all the while learning. Because, like I always say, like kind of your picker lizard brain is growing, and you're learning what other items are profitable. And this is the ongoing lesson, but it's also the fun part of it, the treasure hunt. But you said something now where we're going to delve into another area, and it's one of my, I'll be totally selfishly honest, it's one of the reasons why I enjoy speaking with you, is because of you're very much into like motivational coaches and personal development gurus, and maybe I'm mislabeling them, but you're very much into that. And you were talking about mindset, and the mindset of even choosing what we're doing, because this is not for everybody. Like, you definitely need a particular mindset to do even this reselling thing. So I wanted you to ask you and to speak on mindset and what's been your and like I said, this is gonna be a humongous conversation, but why have you chosen the whole like motivational route, and why has that appealed to you?
Right. Well, that's a very, you know, deep question. I'm going to try and answer it to the best of my ability here. Yeah. But, you know, I was at a place probably like most people are and don't even realize it right now is, you know, what should I do with my life? You know, there's a feeling deep down that doesn't go away, and you just know that there's more to life than this. There's more for you than this. There's more there for you to see and to do. And, you know, and this is why I'm a serious student of personal development. As you take on more knowledge and you understand this, you know, your life gets better and gets better. And you take action and gets better and gets better. And when you see the improvement where you are, you never go back to the old you. You see, it's kind of like everything you do, like your perspective is like a hole in the wall, right? And if you're on the other side of the wall, you would tell me, and I'm on this side of the wall, you tell me the world is that big from the hole that you're looking through. And it really is not. And I would disagree with you. And I'll say, no, it's not. The world's this big. And you'll tell me the world's that big. And the world's this big. You know, every time you take on new knowledge and information and from mentors, and, you know, it doesn't even have to be living mentors, of someone who left a book behind and you read it and it opened your mind and you changed your perspective just a little bit, and you took some kind of action and you got a result from it. It's the greatest thing in the world. You're like, oh my God, I didn't know. And that's the thing, is I think a lot of us are walking around and we don't know. And we think we know, but we don't know. And you ask your neighbor, and what should I do with this? What should I do with that? And they don't know either. And then you get more information of just being lost. You know, so, you know, I was basically looking for answers. And if you're looking for answers, I'm telling you, the answer is out. It's somewhere. Somebody has the answer. Somebody has done what you want to do. Somebody has went through a similar situation that you have went through. Someone has read the book that you're waiting to ask them about, and they're just waiting to give you the information. I'm telling you, it's out there, but you have to go looking for it. That's the thing. If you just sit back and you just think this is the way life is, and you're just going through your normal routine and day, you'll just keep getting the same results, and you'll think that's all it is for you, right? So, and I don't know if PvP has shared this story with you or not, but, you know, I grew up in poverty, right? So I had a problem with thinking that I was like, I deserved to be rich or get money, right? And I was taught, probably like a lot of people were taught here, is you got to work hard to make money. Now, that's the probably worst thing you can learn is that you got to work hard. You have to work hard on what works to make money. Now, if you just work hard on something that's not making you any money, you can exhaust yourself and you can still be broke. And I mean, we've all probably done things and put our most into it, and then we didn't get really much out of it. You know, there's still some value in it. It shows the reflection of you. Everything you do, you gave your best to, but that may not be the way to earn money. So you have to go out there and find how to earn money. And that's what it was. I was trained with the mentality of going to a 9-to-5 like everybody here. And I'm trying to not knock a 9-to-5. You know, PvP recently went back to a 9-to-5. I currently work a 9-to-5 full time, and it's honorable. And we support our family and ourselves with it, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that may not be the way for you to get rich. You know, that's just not the way. You know, the way I've learned it from one of my best mentors, Jim Rohn, is profits are better than wages. You see, they will always limit you on wages. You're going to work for a certain amount of time, trade your time for money, and the thing is, you run out of time. So time's your greatest commodity. So really, you're always at the losing end of that exchange, exchanging your time for money. Now, you have to escape that mindset and make profits to make money. See, profits are limitless. It can double, it can triple, it can quadruple. It's up to you what you put into it and what you can make out of it. And really, it's not that hard to make a profit. You know, that was one of the biggest misconceptions. Is I was thinking, how can I make money? I can't do it. These people are doing it. I'm different. All this nonsense that's going on in your head, and none of it is true. And it doesn't take that much to make a profit, and that's what it really was about. It was me to find a way, after I sold my own stuff, to see if I could match my current income at the 9-to-5, or do half of it, or do something, or pay off a bill, or do enough to pay off a bill with it. And it's possible. It's possible. And we're growing every day, and those numbers are increasing because we're learning and what we're taking action on. But it's possible, and it's possible for you. So, you know, the mindset is, you know, personal development is never going to go away. I'm always going to be learning, applying what I'm learning, and working on me first. You see, if I'm a better person, then I can help you. You know, if PvP becomes a better person learner, he can help you, right? And it's not easy.
We're helping people right now, even just by talking about these things. You know, we're like giving them a different insight, or maybe a different perspective. You know, like looking at it from a different angle.
Right, and we're living examples that it's possible. You know, if we can do it, you can do it.
Totally.
And that's the beauty of the human story that I was sharing with you. Is like, we're just regular people just like you. And if you're looking for a way to do it, we're explaining a way to do it. But personal development is tied into it, whether they know it or not, these resellers, because they're taking on something. They're stepping out of their comfort zone. They're learning something new. They're changing their perspective. They're becoming entrepreneurs. They're learning and applying, and then they're helping others. And then we have people in these groups who's willing to share. You know, and that's another thing. You know, don't be afraid to pay for information. All right, you have to look at the value of things. You know, and I was like that too. Well, I don't want to pay $10 for a book, right? But you can get one idea out of the book that could change your life. That's worth tens of thousands of dollars, and you take action on it. I mean, that's the value of it. And, you know, it's going to take time. Like, this doesn't happen overnight. You know, it just takes time of taking in this information, applying it, looking for the people that's doing it, again, taking action, and then you start to see results, and then you stick to what's working, and then things get better for you.
Didn't Jim Rohn say something about that success is slow, that success is not fast? Didn't he say something like that? I could be wrong. Maybe
that was Bruce Lee. He said the road to success is always under construction. So,
like some of the things that you said, like in terms of other successful folks, I just things like just ring off in my head, like success leaves clues, in the sense that you said that, you know, people have, whatever you want to do, people have done it already, and they've told the story of how they did it. And also, you were saying another thing where, how can you show something if you've never experienced it, or how can you do something new if you've never tried? So you do have to try to do something new, especially if something that you've never done before, because like no one else hasn't done it isn't going to tell you how to do it, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Right. So the way I look at that is failure is an advantage. Okay, you want to learn and get better, you got to fail faster. That's just the way it is. Yes. I mean, don't be afraid to fail. We've all failed. We've all picked up things that didn't sell right away. You know, it wasn't as profitable as we thought when we got home. We babysat it for too long. We sat. You know, you're gonna fail. It's gonna happen. But that's how, you know, everybody wants to just be instantly successful. It doesn't really happen that way.
Success is slow.
Right. You have to fail your way to success almost. And don't give up. You will basically win if you don't quit. That's the bottom. You will win if you don't quit. That's all you got to do. Dig deep, get emotionally involved with the idea that you want to win, and don't give up, and keep learning and applying what you learn, and you'll get better. And seek out the people along the way, and I'm telling you, there's people that want to help you. That was another big misconception of mine. I thought that these people that are successful didn't want to help me, and it's really not true. They do want to help you. That's actually what they seek, is fulfillment and the testimonials, hearing that you're doing well. You know, there's only two things that we're really chasing in this world, and that's the material satisfaction and fulfillment from that, and the psychic part of it is that the fulfillment, that you're out there, you're making a difference, and you're doing something with yourself. And that ties into legacy and everything else. And when you help someone, you know, they can help someone else, and like it lives on and it lives on. But you can't teach people what you didn't experience. You know, you got to get out there, you got to read the books, you got to apply it, you have to, you know, get into a course, you have to do whatever you have to do to make yourself better, take action, and then you'll see results, and then you can help someone, and that's what it's all about.
No, what you said right there in terms of, I'd never even thought of it that way, that the reason why these people that are wanting to help other people is because they want to hear the testimonials, because they want that fulfillment. Like, that's like kind of their energy. That's their energy, their charge, their recharge is the helping and the seeing the results of the help.
I'm getting fired up just talking about it, all right? I got goosebumps helping you guys right now over this podcast.
That's right. And let me tell you, this podcast, the last episode I said this podcast has reached over 1,100 downloads. I just checked it last night, and today is March the 20th. I just checked that last night, March the 19th, and this podcast has reached over 1,200 downloads, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully this is going to go ahead and you guys, the listeners, going to be able to benefit from this. And if, you know, definitely please comment on the blog, and, you know, let's get a conversation going. If you want to say things to Josh, just leave them on the blog, and he'll get that. And if you want to say things to me, just leave it on the blog. Folks, we're not ballers. We're not killing it. We're not like super out of control, like living off of it and going crazy. We're on the come up, you know. We're working to be better. We're working to streamline systems. We're working to improve ourselves. And if, you know, you're listening to this, we're hoping that helps you as well. Josh, is there any final words you want to say to the people then?
Just take action, guys. Take action. Again, nothing's going to happen until you take action. All right? Don't dream about it. You know, don't worry about being perfect. You know, that was another thing for me too. You just want to be perfect in everything you do and be a perfectionist. You know, and sometimes I have to write a little note on the top of whatever I'm doing, or keep it in my mind, is that, you know, just get started and then get it right later. You know, just get started. Get it out there. Just get the rough draft out there. Just do whatever you got to do. Get the first listing out there. Just do something. We can fix it later. You know, you want to take action, and nothing is more fulfilling than you see that you're getting some kind of results. And then you get momentum on your side. Then you get better, and you get better, and you get better, and you get better. You know, but just take action. Just don't sit there and, you know, thinking opportunity is going to knock at your door, and you're going to open the door, and then everything's going to be okay, and everything's going to go away. You know, you got to take action. You know, just don't be on the sideline. You know, get out there in the arena of life, and let's just make it happen. All right, so I think PvP is going to have me on the next podcast now, right?
Yes,
because
sir,
I'm so fired up here. But, you know, really what it's all about is we're just trying to take what we learn and help you guys. So, you know, any questions or anything, you can leave it in the notes section, I believe.
In the blog,
in the
comment section.
And we'll get back to you. And, you know, I'm working on something else, my own inspirational thing. Where It's not just talking about reselling, you know, just basically overall lifestyle, and, you know, how to manage ourselves and not lose ourselves in this day and age with distractions so easy. All right, so I'll talk to you guys soon. Hopefully I'm on the next one, right, PvP?
Oh, most definitely.
Right, let them know. Don't be afraid to let them know on the blog if you want me on the next one, guys. I see you. Good talk.
And that's that, guys, you know. Just make it happen, because life is too short, and no growth is terrible. Slow growth is a lot better, though, you know. And that's that for now.
Thanks for listening. Please subscribe, rate, and review. Visit pvpfromnj.com for more. Keep making that popcorn pop.